One of the most difficult and emotional issues people face when going through separation and divorce involves determining with which parent the children will live. Historically, the perception has been that more times than not, the children would live primarily with their mother and would visit with their father every other weekend and for an occasional holiday. Times have changed, and at least in North Carolina, this is no longer the case. In determining matters of child custody, the court must decide what arrangement is in the best interest of the children. As between mothers and fathers, there is no presumption as to which parent will best serve the interests of the children, and judges do not automatically assume that it will be mom. Particularly in cases where both parents work outside the home, courts tend to favor shared custody arrangements where the parents have equal custodial time with the children. The reasoning seems to be that children receive different benefits from spending time with each parent. Thus, they should spend the maximum amount of time possible with each of their parents. What if, during the marriage, you and your spouse made the decision that you would stay home and care for the children while your spouse continued to work outside the home? If the two of you separate, will this arrangement continue? Typically, the answer to this question is no. The judge will, however, take into consideration the person who has historically been the children's primary caregiver. Practically speaking, until such time as a court order or separation agreement is in place which addresses who has custody of the children and when, both parents have equal rights to the children. What this means is that either parent can pick up the children from school and keep them at his or her residence. Thus, in order to maintain consistency for the children and avoid potential conflicts with your spouse, it is important to agree upon custody arrangements as soon as possible. In certain situations, however, a primary custodial arrangement may still be preferable. For example, if the child is very young, or if one parent is suffering from an impairment, such as drug or alcohol addiction, or if he or she is abusive or neglectful of the children and makes decisions that are not in the children's best interests, then the court may be more inclined to award one of the parents primary custody. Both mothers and fathers receive equal consideration from the court, and at the end of the day, the positive and negative behaviors and attributes of the parents, not their genders, are determinative as to what custodial arrangement will be in the best interest of the children. With that said, is there anything you can do to improve your chances in a custody case? First and foremost, take the high road when possible and avoid having your children caught in the crossfire of disputes with the other parent. Make sure your children understand that they are not the reason for the divorce, and take care when discussing litigation. In most cases, your children do not need to know the sum and substance of your legal battle. Do not send messages through your children. If you are unable to communicate with your ex, you may wish to consider co-parenting counseling or request that the court appoint a parent coordinator. Do not say disparaging things about the other parent in front of the children, and be supportive of the children's relationship with their other parent. Use good judgment before introducing your children to someone you are dating. While the facts of every case are different, in most cases it is not appropriate to introduce your children to a new dating partner until you've been dating them for at least 6 months. Finally, while it may be okay to dance like no one is watching, email like you will have to read it aloud in court one day. Do not put anything in writing to the other parent that you would be ashamed to have to answer for in court. Before you fire off a less than flattering email, ask yourself whether it helps advance your custody case or whether it hurts it.